Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 20, Text number 21. Saadirajo Rachitanjali Harim Vilokitam Nashakad Ashrulochanaha Na Kinchano Vachasa Bhashpaviklavo Hridopahujyamam adahadavastitaha. Translation Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The original King Maharaj Prthu, his eyes full of tears and his voice faltering and choked up, could neither see the Lord very distinctly nor speak to address the Lord in any way. He simply embraced the Lord within his heart and remained standing in that way with folded hands. Purport. Just as Krishna is addressed in Brahma Samhita as Adi Purusha, the original personality, so King Prthu, being an empowered incarnation of the Lord, is referred to in this verse as Adi Rajaha, the original or the ideal king. He was a great devotee and at the same time a great hero who conquered over all undesirable elements in his kingdom. He was so powerful that he was equal in fighting to Indra, the king of heaven. He gave protection to his citizens, keeping them engaged in pious activities and devotion to the Lord. He did not collect a single cent of taxes from the citizens without being able to give them protection from all calamities. The greatest calamity in life is to become godless and therefore sinful. If the state head or the king allows the citizens to become sinful by indulging in illicit sex life, intoxication, meat eating and gambling, then the king is responsible and he has to suffer the resultant consequence of reactions for the sinful lives of the citizens because he levies tax on them unnecessarily. These are the principles of a ruling power. And because Maharaj Prthu observed all the principles of a ruling chief, he is referred to here as Adi Raja. Even a responsible king like Maharaj Prthu can become a pure devotee of the first order. You can distinctly see from King Prthu's behavior how he became ecstatic both externally and internally in pure devotional service. Just today we have seen in the newspapers of Bombay that the government is going to repeal its prohibition laws. Ever since Gandhi's non-cooperation movement, Bombay has been kept dry and has not allowed its citizens to drink. But unfortunately, the citizens are so clever that they have increased illicit distillation of liquor, and although not being sold publicly in shops, liquor is being sold in public lavatories and similar abnormal places. Unable to check such illicit smuggling, the government has decided to manufacture the liquor at cheaper price so that people can have their supply of intoxication directly from the government instead of purchasing it in public lavatories. Government failed to change the hearts of the citizens from indulging in sinful life. So instead of losing the taxes they collect to inflate the treasury, they have decided to manufacture liquor to supply to the citizens who hanker after it. This kind of government cannot check the resultant actions of sinful life, namely war, pestilence, famine, earthquakes and similar other disturbances. Nature's law is that as soon as there are discrepancies in regard to law of God, which are described in Bhagavad Gita as dharmasya glani, or disobedience to the laws of nature or God, at once there will be heavy punishment in the form of sudden outbreaks of war. We have recently experienced a war between India and Pakistan. Within 14 days, there have been immense losses of men and money, and there have been disturbance in the entire world. These are the results of sinful life. The Krishna consciousness movement is meant to make people pure and perfect. If you become even partially pure, as described in Bhagavatam, Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu, by development of Krishna consciousness, then lust and greed, the material diseases of the citizens, will be reduced. This can be possible, made possible, simply by broadcasting the pure message of Srimad Bhagavatam or Krishna consciousness. Big commercial and industrial firms have contributed many thousands of rupees to a defense fund that burns the money in the form of gunpowder. But unfortunately, if they are asked to contribute liberally to advance Krishna consciousness movement, they are reluctant. Under the circumstances, the world will periodically suffer from such upsurges and outbreaks of war, which are the consequences of not being Krishna conscious. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So, continuation of the description of Maharaj Prithu's ecstatic symptoms of love for the Supreme Lord. His eyes full of tears, his voice faltering and choked up. He embraced the Lord within his heart and remained standing in that way with folded hands. The Supreme Lord himself, having appeared before Maharaj Prthu, seeing his transcendental, wonderful, beautiful form and hearing his transcendental words of advice, knowledge, Prthu Maharaj ended up with great ecstatic bodily symptoms of pure devotion. And that is what we have been discussed. The last verse also, that the Supreme Lord, seeing the wonderful devotion, wonderful feelings of Maharaj Prthu, he did not feel like, the Supreme Lord did not feel like living. He remained there. And this further increased the ecstasy of Maharaj Prthu, where it is said that his eyes were so filled that he could not see the Lord distinctly. His voice was choked, so he could not describe the glories of the Lord. So Prabhupada is commenting on the word Adi Raja being used here to refer to Maharaj Prthu. Just like Krishna, Adi Purusha, Adi Raja is a description of Maharaj Prthu as an empowered incarnation of the Lord. So Krishna is Adi Purusha and Prthu Maharaj is referred to here as Adi Raja. So Krishna is Adi Purusha and Rajadi Raja. Raja, Adi Raja. Adi Raja is Prthu Maharaj. He is Raja of Adi Raja, the original king. So, we hear the wonderful narration of Prthu Maharaj of his extraordinary power. Therefore, it's called Shakti Avaishavatara, extraordinary power with which he ruled this world by giving an opportunity for all the citizens to live a very dharmic life and avoid a sinful life. Living a dharmic life means a life in obedience of the Supreme Lord and His directions for living. The Supreme Lord being the creator of this world, being the creator of everything, just as anybody who designs anything and creates anything will have rules and regulations. How to use the creation for the purpose for which it is designed. Understanding of dharma is, what is dharma? It is not simply some injunctions or some do's and don'ts based on the whims of anybody. So, a very scientific understanding of dharma we have to understand. Not sentimental understanding. Oh, dharma means, no doubt, means disobeying the Lord. So why disobeying the Lord is fearful? What is the reason? Why it is not good? But who is the Lord? Why I should obey Him? Why He insists on obedience? Obeying the Lord and His direction. Everything can be understood. It is not about the Lord wants to lord over us and we are not allowing. Not that. So what is this creation? Why is this world created? And why do you say within the world we have to act in a dharmic way? When I have been given freedom, I can act in a adharmic way also. When I have given an option to act in a adharmic way, why I should not be adharmic? As per my convenience. There is nothing like dharma and adharma. What pleases me, what's utility for me, according to that I will do. What is not beneficial for me, I will not do. What is beneficial to me, I will do. But the person's idea of what is beneficial, not beneficial, need not be true. It can be illusion, tamasic. So even though everybody thinks that, whatever I am doing is for my benefit, but no individual can. For instance, somebody thinks, okay, what's wrong with sense gratification? It's for my benefit. I'll go on. As long as the senses are alive, as long as I get sense objects, I will enjoy. Why not? I got strength to enjoy, I will enjoy. Why restriction? Why should I restrict myself from enjoying? To understand all this, you need to have a clear, bigger picture, which Bhagavatam describes, Bhagavad Gita describes, about the creation. The big picture about the creation. Easily you can understand, just like if somebody has designed and made this mobile, so it has a purpose. If I buy it also, I buy it for a purpose. And it delivers the purpose. So there is an item, there is an object, and there is a purpose. The purpose is the design purpose, the designed purpose is called dharma. Dharma of this phone. Suppose I put it in the water. It will not work. It's not designed for that. It will get spoiled. So this is called adharma. Example. Take the entire material creation of the Lord. In the material creation of the Lord also, there is a purpose. The creator of this mobile has a purpose. Many, many purposes. As long as you stay within the universe of purposes, it's functioning well. Not one purpose. You can have WhatsApp, you can have email, you can have this, you can have YouTube. There's so many purposes are there. It's designed for all of them. If you use this phone to drive a nail in the wall, you can, nobody stops you. But what will happen to the phone? It will break down. You are not designed for that. Who is the loser? I am the loser. Similarly, let us say this body is creation of the Lord. There are certain purposes for which it is dharmically designed. Everything in this body, behind it there is a dharmic use and there is a misuse. If our senses are there, our senses can be used. When it is used in a certain way, it is called dharmic. When you use it in a way in which it is not designed for, it is called adharmic. For instance, sex. If it is used for procreation as designed, Krishna says, I am sex life according to regulatory principles. The very same sexual energy, sexual force, or whatever you call it, can be abused also. Then that is adharma. That is called illicit sex. So, being adharmic means one is at his own loss. Short term, one may get pleasure. Just like if you misuse your tongue to eat 20 rasgullas, you will get a reaction. At the same time, tasting a rasgulla is not bad. Because the goal of eating food is something else, not necessarily taste. In the process, taste is given so that we eat food. But if you are living only to eat, or you can eat to live. When you eat to live, that is dharmic use of hunger, dharmic use of tongue, dharmic use of food. When you eat, when you live only for eating, what is the goal of life? Eat, 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 eat. You live for eating. Not eat sufficient to live. The opposite. This is another example of adharma. Misuse of anything that the God has given us for a purpose. You use it for any purpose other than that. We have got free will to do it. That's where we create papa. Sinful reaction we create. The laws of nature are everywhere, pervading. If you are sinful, you will get sinful reaction. If you are pious, you will get pious reactions, which will bring good to you in future. So nowadays, modern day, there is no training to the population as to what is, because who tells us what is dharma, what is adharma? Somebody who has knowledge can tell us. Similarly, the person who has knowledge about why God created this material world, what is the purpose? That is Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. These are the sources from where we get to know how to use, when to use, where to use, anything, any person, any situation. And where not to do certain things in certain situations. That is also received from Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So if you have to be dharmic, then within the society, the king has to ensure there is continuous education of what is dharma and what is adharma, and keep the people on the track of dharma. Give them enough facility, encouragement to be in the track of following the dharma, so that it will only benefit them. Just like in a road, 10 roads are going, there is a junction, and the traffic rules are there, traffic lights are there. Somebody has designed it in such a way that if a certain restriction and discipline is followed, then everybody can use the junction to cross over without clashing against each other and creating a jam. At the end of the day, nobody can use the road. Is it not? And it does not need many people to break. A few cars, if they break the rule, then everybody gets jammed. So in the same way, Prabhupada is talking about war, earthquake, famine, pestilence, outbreaks of wars. All these things are, there is just like traffic law, there is a subtle law of human endeavor, human action. Actually, there is a law. That law is called law of karma. Modern people, modern scientists, modern education, nothing, they don't know anything about the law of cause and effect of human action. They know law, cause and effect of gross world. The gross world, Newton's law of action, reaction, Newton's 3 laws, laws of motion, all these about gross world they know. But about this subtle world, they do not. The gross world, when a surgeon uses a knife, in terms of physics and chemistry, it is no different from a murderer using the knife and cutting the flesh, piercing the flesh of a person who is murdered. A surgeon is also cutting the flesh. If you go through the eyes of lens of the physics, it is same. You ask a scientist, is there any difference between the action of a surgeon and action of a murderer in terms of your equation? No. A hard surface came, you have a force X and it pierced another object, that will be the description. But there is another action and reaction law. Hey, here you have saved a person and there you have murdered a person. See the difference. So there is a cause effect. That cause effect is a root cause. That cause effect relationship is a root cause of material sukha and dukkha. By engaging in pious activities, which means activities aligned with the purpose for which your life is designed, material life is designed, material world is designed, then you get punya, otherwise you get contrary, you get papa. So continuously this individual karmas, person to person karma is acting on the individual level. Collective karma of the whole country is acting on the whole country. Collective karma of the whole world is acting on the whole world. World war happens when there is a collective karma of the whole world bearing fruit. God does not involve in all these things. Just like law of gravity is created by God, by the Supreme Lord. You drop anything, it will fall. When you drop anything, the thing that you are dropping is not taking permission from the Lord to fall or not. It's already set in motion. The separated energy of the Lord. Even though it's originated from the Lord, everything designed by the Lord, but it acts, it's separated, doesn't take permission. Lord is not wicked in creating accidents in the road. Some people getting killed. The laws of material nature is acting. Similarly, in the matter of karma, Krishna also says that I don't interfere. Samoham sarvabhuteshu. I am equal to all. I am not giving suffering to one, happiness to one. Though both are coming from me, but I am not the person who differentiates why he should get suffering, why he should get happiness, why somebody else should be wealthy, somebody else should be a pauper. I am not deciding that. By your own interaction with the material energy, you have created karma, sukha and dukkha. So this is one thing that the modern science is blind about, the law of karma. Neither are they giving any explanation of why there is suffering. Why somebody, some soul is born in a rich family, some in a poor family. No explanation can be given. The fact is that yes, nobody wants to be poor. But still the world is full of action and reaction. The world is full of sukha and dukkha. Continuously man is tackling his dukkha. Continuously he is working to get something. Continuously he is working every day to avoid something. If you take your daily activity, a karmi is spending time between getting what he wants, desires, and is spending time to avoid dukkha. So this is the attempt of, human society. Yet, there is no complete understanding, in spite of so-called advanced civilization, what are the laws behind it. The Guru, Sadhu and Shastra explain to us that there is a gross body, there is a subtle body. Gross body, there is gross laws. Sukshma Sharira, it has accumulated bijas of all your sinful act. And the material energy will deliver dukkha to you based on that. So a good king, as it is described here, he creates inspiration for his citizens to be obedient to God's laws. And the four important prohibition of papa karma is no intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling. These are very fundamental, big, mota papa. And you see today, the world is full of that. Law of karma, any law takes time. If I drop a stone, a finite time is taken to come and fall on the floor. Operation of any law takes time. That time depends on the kind of law. So law of karma, all the modern world, these no illicit sex, gambling, intoxication, meat eating, it is all creating in the subtle body, in the subtle atmosphere, in the mental world. Just like many people have different, each of us have a body and you can call it as a bodily world. Similarly, there is a combined mental world. In that papa is accumulating. Papa karma is accumulating. The only relief is devotees who are chanting Hare Krishna, spreading Krishna consciousness movement. That is bringing around punya in the society, good vibrations. But otherwise you will see everywhere there is only, most of the place, there is no recognition that these four activities are actually destructive to the society's peace and harmony. Therefore, Prabhupada said this Krishna consciousness movement is the highest welfare movement, even materially speaking. Because if people follow four regulative principles, their material suffering will come down. Individually and also at a social level, world level, war, earthquake, all these things will automatically come down. So there is a solution for the material problems also, simple solutions. So Maharaj Prthu was capable of creating a situation and an opportunity for the people towards punya, towards a dharmic life, rather than sinful life. That is because he has to give peace to everybody. The king's responsibility is to keep peace in the kingdom. And he knows these higher laws. So he performs yajnas to please Vishnu, sacrifices. Law of material world. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, I send forth all the living entities, all the demigods. Do your respective sacrifices and be happy. Materially happy. That is the principle of mental existence. Who knows all these things? Who in the modern world ever knows about it? They laugh at it when we say this. But that's what it is operating. Okay, if they don't want to know about it, let them produce a world which is peaceful and harmonious. Let them produce a world. They cannot. The level of ignorance of the material laws of nature itself today is reflected in the kind of suffering that is there in this world, the kind of unpredictability, uncertainty of war. It is not one leader is crazy, therefore all these things are happening. No. Everybody is only an instrument. Material nature is prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha. Material nature is creating this kind of papa karma, creates more inclination to do more papa. Just like somebody in a business, he goes down into a loss, he goes into a spiral. One loss creates more loss. That loss creates even more loss. Whereas somebody who is making gain, his business makes more gain. A person who has got a lot of money to invest, his returns will be similarly that much. So in the same way, in human action also, punya will create environment to create more punya. Papa karma will create environment to create more papa. So the king or the leader has such a big role to create a culture in the human society, a dharmic culture. Through dharma you can achieve your artha and kama. And if you, through dharma, not only materially you will be happy, but also you will spiritually evolve. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Artha, economic development. Kama, sense enjoyment, all desires, fulfillment of desires, gross and subtle. Dharmic life doesn't mean there is no economic development. Dharmic life doesn't mean there is no sense gratification. We are not talking about transcendental devotional service. Keep that aside. That is rarest of the rarest. We are talking about how this world ought to be. Not the way it is now. Now it is an animal civilization. How material world itself. So The Vedas allow artha and kama according to principles of dharma. According to principles of dharma, you do artha and kama. According to principles of dharma means what? In a particular regulated way, you do artha. For instance, you cheat somebody and make money. Then you are not following dharma. Your artha has no ethics, is it not? So dharma, your economics, your economical activity should be fair. So stay within the dharma. Your economic activity should not be activity that is promoting sinful products and sinful activities. So if you are producing liquor, the government themselves are producing liquor and giving, as it is said here in the Purport, Prabhupada says. Naturally, it is not within the framework of dharma. It promotes intoxication to everyone. Artha and kama, relationship between man and woman. As per dharma, there is a purpose why God created men, why God created women, why God created gender for procreation. Spirit is neither material male or female. So with proper education, one understands that it has got a limited purpose. Everything is not sex, everything is not gender. So that education happens. So, dharma, artha, kama. Kama also has to be, dharma will tell you what is right karma, what is wrong karma. Dharmic karma and adharmic karma. So, if a person, a human being, strictly follows the dharma for pursuing his artha and kama, the result is moksha. He designed like that. If you are dharmic, it will gradually purify you and you will get liberation from this material life. Material life means miserable. Anyway, birth, death, old age, disease is there. Moksha means freedom from all this material body and bodily limitations. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So that is the pursuing artha and kama according to dharma is the natural way of gradually progressing towards life, human life's purpose. That is called pravritti marga. Human being can also evolve gradually if he sticks to dharma, artha, kama, moksha formula. Now there is nivritti marga is also there. We are following the nivritti marga, devotees. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam vrajat. Leave all this, the dharma is all meant for them. Mam ekam sharanam, that is the dharma for us. Sarva dharman parityaja, all other dharma that I have spoken to you, leave aside. Only mam ekam sharanam vraja. Ham tam sarva papebhyo moksheshyami ma suchaha. See? Aham tam sarva papebhyo. If you are not doing your dharma, many things, that means if you are not doing what you ought to be doing, then you will get papa. So Krishna says, sarva papebhyo moksheshyami. Don't worry, I will free you. Because this is the highest dharma. So, pravritti marga and nivritti marga. So, a king gives opportunity in his kingdom for both pravritti marga and nivritti marga. There are spiritualists in the kingdom. There are rishis in the kingdom. who are following the Nivritti Marg. They are not interested in Artha and Kama. They are interested in Jnana, spiritual knowledge, or beyond that, they become Bhakti Yogis. So facility for all this is given by the king. So Maharaj Prthu he knew all the principles of religion and how to govern the kingdom. Because the modern world has gone off the track, not now, from the beginning of Kali Yuga. All these things are lost. Modern science is now dharma. That's all. Gross world and science. This is the basis for modern existence. If you can hide and do something, who is watching? No reaction. No. There is no concept at all of people in the modern world anywhere resembling obedience to God. So you can imagine, as I said, it takes time, reaction. So reaction is sure to come. Don't think this world will remain like this. There will be huge world war, killing, cleansing. Prabhupada has told all that. Unless the Sankirtan movement expands so much, it becomes a blessing. It will avoid the Kali, force of Kali. It is possible. Good things bring good things. Good things attract more good things. The other day I was just talking to one young kid, and she was just 20 years old. From where it has come, we do not know. I think that in the internet, this thing, they have no confidence in the civilization at all. They have not read Prabhupada's books. They're saying full exploitation, Gen Z. Our world is full of exploitation. Earth is being exploited. Modern way of life. Earth's resources are being abused. 20-year-old, they have not read Prabhupada's books. So good vibration spreads this Sankirtana. And, people on there, so much so that I felt you just have to add Krishna in our life. All other good things she has picked up. And this is a Muslim. And the mother is sitting next to her. And the mother is telling now, she is saying she will only be vegetarian. And children she has 3 children, all 3 children are the same thing. And then these people get to know how to organize. I said, where did you pick up all this? We have got internet groups. Just see internet groups of like-minded kids, they're joining there. They're thinking. They're thinking. Crazy world, who would respect that there is some order in the world if they think America is the biggest country and the American president speaks like this? Will they have any faith in this world? So vibrations, Sankirtan vibration spreads. It is possible that people's hearts will change. And life on this earth will change as Prabhupada predicted. Both he predicted. There will be a war, there will be total cleansing, and then there will be a fresh golden period. Or the Sankirtan spread so much That there need not be a total wash. There need not be a fresh reset button is not required. This itself will change. Without a global war, world will change. So we do not know which way it will happen. But we have to know that these papa karmas that is going on in this material world will have a material effect on creating, you can say creating suffering for the entire society. So much scientific, they talk about advancement, but little rain does not come, finish. There's a water problem. Drinking water problem. Any questions? Grandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yeah, here's a question.
Harish Prabhu, Dandas Prabhu. It's indeed a very interesting perspective you have brought today on the role of a king. On the role of a king in ensuring both Pravritti Marga and Nivritti Marga can coexist in a kingdom. So maybe this can be further researched by scholars or something like that, I was thinking. So while in the meanwhile, Prabhu, what is the role of a Krishna conscious devotee or a devotee leader in his area of influence?
In his area of
influence, in his area of influence, be it dealing with somebody who are more inclined towards Pravritti Marga, or somebody who is inclined towards Nivritti Marga, as an institution or as a leader, what would be his role? Will it be anywhere different from what you have spoken today?
You see, just like we preach folk devotees. Some we preach to join, some we don't preach to join, because we know they're more inclined towards Pravritti Marga. Some easily come up. So when we preach, if somebody is not ready to come into the Nivritti Marga and surrender to Krishna, then we make him a good human being. Be dharmic, follow four regulative principles. So it's not that, ISKCON is making devotees follow Pravritti Marga by chanting Hare Krishna, engaging in devotional service, and also following four regulative principles. So ISKCON is having an influence upon the society in the form of four regulative principles, even if they don't chant. Chant 1 round, 2 round. So that way it is impacting the material situation of the world also. So Prabhupada's books, why we are now, today we are talked all about, we are on Nivritti Marga. Today we talked about dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Ultimately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what did he tell? All the dharma, artha, kama, moksha, sab chhod do. Engage in devotion service. Even following the varnashrama is not the highest path for a person who is born as a human being, is to attain love of God. Even that is, but that's a gradation. So we know, by reading Prabhupada's books, we know what to preach to whom, at different, according to their consciousness. So we have something to contribute to everybody. We have something to contribute to a pakka karmi, to a vikarmi, a sinful person. We have something to contribute as advice for his welfare. So whatever we do, we can, it is a welfare activity for the society. Okay? Grandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.